This is ridiculous. This can't happen. This is mad. Hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and today we are doing the October TBR. Now it's going to be slightly different. I normally have my own TBR game that I do, but we're not doing that this time because one, I have a stack of books that I want to read for October, like pretty much this whole shelf here, my whole Dark Academia shelf. I just want all the spooky vibe, but also because there's a couple of readathons going on that I really want to take part in. First of all, we have my own Tackle Your TBR readathon, although those books don't generally go onto these monthly TBRs, but I just thought I'd mention it just in case. Then we've got Victober, which is hosted by a few different hosts. A couple of the ones that I follow is Katie from Books and Things and Roz from Scally. I'm going to put it here because it's a long channel name and I mess it up every time I try and say it, but they've both had announcement videos. I would really love to take part and at least read like one or two Victorian books. That would be really good. I also have my Discord buddy read pick for the month, and I have one book that I really want to get to and another book I need to read as well. So there's 3 books as a minimum that I need to get on. The main readathon that I'm wanting to focus on and what we're changing my game to this month is Becca's Bookopoly, and this time she's hosting it in October, so it's Spookopoly. I am so excited for this. I love Becca's Bookopoly. It's always a really fun time when she does it. So she hosts it as a monthly readathon, normally in September, where she has her Bookopoly board. So it's a Monopoly board, but make it bookish, and you use those prompts to choose what you're reading for the month. It's a readathon I love to take part in. I took part in last year as well. And so when she was doing a spooky themed one, because originally I wasn't going to do any TBR games because I want to read so many spooky books, but it's spooky themed, so it just works. It works. I have to do it. So very simple. We've got the board, which I did a very shoddy recreation of, but we have the board, we have the dice. We're probably going to do about 5 rolls. It is normal Monopoly, so you do have 2 6-sided dice. If you get a double, instead of going to jail, you have to do a re-roll, so you end up with an extra prompt. And my little figure, but we have a little duck. Oh dear. That is going to be my little figure. So let's just get straight into this. Hopefully those 3 books that I want to get read I can put in the TBR, and also a couple of Victober ones, but after we've done the rolls and we'll see what we can get on. If there's any books left over that haven't been able to fit, I will go through those as well. I do think that this TBR is going to be a bit ridiculous because of the amount of books I want to read. So it's very much going to be a bit of a mood read month. I will still have one of these prompts where I have 2 books for you to decide, and the one that gets the most votes will be the one I read, so that will still happen. Anyway, that's enough intro. Like, we've been rambling for a little while, so actually let's just get straight into the first roll. I am so excited to do this. Okay, my duck is on go. Let's do this first roll. What? A double. Oh my god. Okay, so we've got 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Which is TBR Veteran, and let's do a reroll. Another double. Are we okay? Are we okay? Because that doesn't seem like we're okay. Mood read. That's a good one. Okay, so we've got TBR Veteran, mood read, and another roll. Okay, 9. That's better. No doubles. We're good with this. Black cat. Okay, well that was a lot for roll number 1. Let's go find some books. I'm not gonna lie, this black cat prompt, yeah, it's a lot harder than I thought. I don't actually know what to do. So you can have cat in the title, it can be a main character, like, or have a cat in a book, or it can have a cat on the cover. So one I have is Classic Tales of Horror by Edgar Allan Poe, and we do have a short story in here, which is The Black Cat. So I could do that one, but I don't really like Edgar Allan Poe's writing, and I'm already reading 1 for my readathon. So do I really want to read enough? I mean, it's like 20 pages. How many pages is it? Okay, The Black Cat it's 11 pages. So I could just do that, considering this was like 3 rolls in 1. Do I just do that? Well, roll number 1, that didn't go to plan. We had 2 re-rolls on the first roll. I mean, I know I said I wanted a big TBR, but damn. Okay, well the first one was TBR Veteran, and the way I do this is I have my old bullet journals from, well, reading journals. This one is from 2021, and I have a list of all the books that I bought then, go through ticking them off when I've read them all. From February 2021, I actually have two classic collections that I haven't read fully, which is a classic collection of horror and fantasy and the mystery collection. I have read the majority of them now, but a couple I haven't read, and one of them, you know what, I was gonna do Robert Louis Stevenson. This is a short story collection and I was just going to do a short story from here. I mean, I could just finish this because I'm halfway through. I've got 2 more short stories to read, and this does work for Victober as well because it was written during the time period. The last 2 ones that I need to read were written in 1885 and 1891. A couple prompts for Victober. One of them is just read a book, a Victorian book. That could work quite well, and it might work for a couple of the other prompts, maybe? I'll have to look into it. So I could do this. You know what we're going to, because this was a really horrible roll for roll number 1. So yeah, so for TBR Veteran, we're going to finish this collection. For mood read, we're going to get one of the books read that I really want to get read, and that is The Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick. This is the second book in the Rook and the Rose trilogy. I reread the first one, Mask of Mirrors, in September. Absolutely loved it. Really looking forward to continuing on with this series, so definitely getting this one on there. It's so good. It's a kind of Venetian inspired fantasy historical fiction book. It's really good. You've got tarot magic, nightmare magic. We're following Ren, who is a con artist, and she's trying to worm her way into elite society, but alongside this she ends up falling into this really political plot line that has a vigilante and lots of other things going on. It is so good. Really enjoy this book. So that's going to be for mood read. And then, as we saw, for Black Cat, I really struggled. I thought this prompt would be really easy, but I really struggled. And again, because this is only roll number 1, I think it is a good idea just to go for the short story. I don't love Edgar Allan Poe's writing. I'm gonna be honest. I am reading The Fall of House of Usher for my 24-hour readathon, which I'll have the announcement video for that link. And I will also now be reading The Black Cat to fulfill the prompt of The Black Cat. I think that just works really well. And it is only 11 pages, so it's not going to take me long. At least that's 3 prompts, and thankfully not too many pages because I've gone for 2 shorter story collections. Is that cheating? Maybe a little bit, but at least I've got one of the books I desperately wanted to read for October on here already. Now let's go to roll number 2 and hope that that doesn't happen again. Roll number 2. Ooh, that's better. 6. Candy Corn. Candy Corn is a sweet book, a book that is all vibes and no stakes, maybe a cute romance or a cozy novel. And you know what, for me, I do like a book with some stakes. So I'm going to go for 2 murder mystery books, and you can choose out of them. These are cozy murder mysteries, so please feel free to put in the comments below which one you think I should read. So we do have, it's back again, The Moving Finger by Agatha Christie. I do want to read more Agatha Christie books. Of course, this has got to go on there. It was on a couple months ago. Reading list as well. Really want to read this one. Agatha Christie is a cute, cozy, fun mystery time, and Miss Marple books especially I find are just so lovely. Miss Marple herself is such a great character. I really enjoy it. And this one is a malicious letter, a tragic death, a village filled with suspects. Sounds like it's going to be a really fun time. And then the other book is The Night in Question, and this is by Kathleen Glasgow and Liz Lawson. This is the second book in the Agatha series, and I love this series. This is another one that I really want to read. We're following 2 characters, one who is obsessed with Agatha Christie and has read every single book, and another student who is very smart, very good at what she's doing, and somehow gets tangled up in Agatha Christie obsessed character and ends up solving a murder. And in this one we have the teen detectives are back in the hottest mystery of the summer, which, okay, yes, this would be better for a summer read because it's a summer mystery. However, it is hot as hell in England right now. I am so hot trying to film this video. But yeah, this is going to be a fun time. I really enjoyed the first book. One of my favourite YA murder mysteries. It is a cozy, fun time. And while some people would argue that murder mysteries are not low stakes, they're so cozy that it just works for me. So this is perfect for sweet books. So please let me know which one I should choose out of these 2 in the comments below. I'm really pleased this came up actually. This worked perfectly. I love it. Okay, so yeah, so Agatha Christie, adult murder mystery cozy, or YA murder mystery cozy with The Night in Question. Let me know what you choose down below. I'm excited for both. Like, I really don't mind which one I read. I'm so excited for them. Roll number 3. 10. Oh man, that's a big book, over 500 pages. You know what, even though I grumbled then, actually that works really well because I do want to read War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I really want to make good progress in this book, and this is clearly over 500 pages long. So as long as I read over 500 pages of this book, we're gonna be fine. I don't plan on reading all of it in October, but I definitely want to make some good progress with this book. It's one I've been wanting to read for a little while, and you have seen it in a lot of videos lately, so apologies for repeating myself. So I'm just gonna keep this one brief. War and Peace, massive Russian classic, and I want to start it and do a whole video around it, so yeah. Getting this one in on the October TBR. Really want to at least start it in October, and like I say, if we can get 500 pages read, perfect. Then that works for this prompt amazingly. That wasn't too bad actually, considering that is one of the 3 books that I wanted to read. So we're doing quite well. We've got 2 of the 3 books that I wanted to read on this TBR. So let's go to roll number 4. Roll number 4. 11. Green. Nice. Okay, green actually works perfectly as well. So the prompt green is have a book that's got either green in the title or green on the cover, and that works great for Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia, and this is the Discord book club pick for the month. So if you want to join in, I'll have it all linked below for you. This is going to be so good. I'm really excited to read this one, and it's a nice short book. This is meant to be really weird, really unusual, so I'm looking forward to it. It is gonna be a good time. Let's read the back. Glamorous socialite Nomi's life of parties and entertainment is interrupted when she receives a frantic letter from her newlywed cousin, who is begging to be rescued from a mysterious doom. Nomi immediately heads to High Place, an estate in the mountains of Mexico owned by the secluded Doyle family, determined to discover what is troubling her cousin. The fortunes of the silver mining Doyles have eroded, and their house is a dilapidated relic. Even more worrisome are the inhabitants of High Place. There's the alluring yet menacing new husband, his foreboding father, and other taciturn relatives. Soon the house itself begins invading Nomi's dreams with visions of blood and doom. She must tread carefully, for there are many secrets behind the walls of High Place, and Nomi may soon find it impossible to leave this enigmatic house behind. So excited. I have heard people saying if you like Rebecca, Jane Eyre, things like that, it's going to be really good. Abby also told me it's a really weird book, so that's even more my cup of tea. Really pleased that this is one that got picked. I'm super excited to read it. I think this is perfect, especially for October. And that means we've got all 3 of the books I needed to read for this month in this game, which is perfect. But now let's go to that final roll, and I think we're gonna then go through more of the books that I would like to read, because there's a lot, and although this TBR is already quite chunky, there's more I want to read. So let's see what roll number 5 gives us, and then we'll go through all the others. Hopefully, the very last roll. That is not the last roll. That's 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mood read, another mood read, always good. Maybe the last one? No, that's not the last one, that's 2. 1, 2, stabby. Come on, this has got to be the last one. 8. It's now the last one. Chance. Roll number 5 was another 3 rolls in total. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. How many rolls have we had? We've had 3 for roll number 1, then we've had 2, 3, 4, and then another 3. We've had 9 rolls. 9! It does work because I have so many books that I want to read for the month, but is not the point. So the first pick was Mood Read, and I think I'm going to go with Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy, and this works perfectly for the Victober readathon. It actually works for a couple of prompts. Work for Katie's challenge, which is read a piece of Victorian new women's fiction. In Katie's video, she did actually mention this as one of the books to read for that. We also have read a Victorian work in which class features strongly, and this is Roz's challenge. I think this would work well for it. We have Jude Fawley's hope of a university education are lost when he is trapped into marrying the earthy Arabella, who later abandons him. Move into the town of Christminster, where he finds work as a stonemason. Jude meets and falls in love with his cousin, Sue Bridehead, a sensitive, free-thinking new woman, refusing to marry merely for the sake of religious convention. Jude and Sue decide instead to live together, but they are shunned by society. This was Hardy's last novel. So I do think it works for class, maybe even stranger, meeting a stranger, because he's going to a new town. Because one of the prompts is read a Victorian work featuring a stranger / outsider, which is Kate's challenge. So I think it works for a lot of them. The only one it doesn't work for is read a work by an author that's new to you. Thomas Hardy isn't. Thomas Hardy's one of my favourite authors. I love his work. So yeah, this is going to be for Mood Read, because I really do want to read this one. It's one of the ones I had my eye on to read for Victober, so this is definitely going to be that. Then for Stabby, we have a few options, but I think I'm going to go with Interview with a Vampire. And this is by Anne Rice. So Stabby could be something involving blood, it could be involving murder and things going on. This is a vampire book. There's going to be murder and blood and everything involved. So this worked perfectly for Stabby. This is a book that I can't believe I haven't read yet, and one that I was so desperate to read for October. Oh, there's another book I want to read for October. Let me get that as well. Hang on. But let me read this first and then we'll get that one. In a darkened room, the boy sits, waiting for the story to begin. His companion is a young man cloaked in shadow, his voice low and soft. Only the pure white of his collar is visible in the gloom. The story of this man's life is about to be told, a story of a vampire facing the dark stretch of eternity, cursed with an exquisite craving for human blood. I think it's going to be fantastic. I desperately want to read this one, so that's another one. And then I have quite a few books that I want to read that I'm going to just roll for and see what one ends up coming up for chance, because you were meant to put a load of books on chance cards. I haven't done that, but I have so many books I want to read in October that I think we're just going to go through them all quickly, roll for it and see what one comes up. So one of them is Silver Nitrate by Silva Moreno Garcia. This is a spooky horror book. It's her newest novel out, and this one's focused on a haunted film. Really intrigued by this one. We also have House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. This is like a vampire-esque book where we have people that become blood mages or blood brides for the elite of society to drink their blood. We also have Our Hideous Progeny, and this is by C.E. McGill. This is a Frankenstein-inspired book. Say no more, I want to read it. We also have a thriller, which is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. Really intrigued by this one. It seems like it's going to be a quick, fun, easy read, which honestly is not a bad shout for this TBR. Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwent. This is a dark academia book that's taken place in Edinburgh University. The Cloisters by Cathy Hayes. This is a dark academia book taking place in an art museum with tarot involved. And we also have Mrs. S by Kay Patrick, and this is a dark academia book taking place over summer with romance and an English boarding school. And then the last book that, to be honest, even if it isn't chosen out of the role for this, I might just read anyway because I don't think it's going to take me long, is Mary's Monster by Lita Judge. And this is a biography of Mary Shelley and her creating Frankenstein. Is illustrated. It's also in poetry format, so this is not going to take long to read at all because the actual text is not much. So definitely going to read this one. We'll see if it comes up in this role. If it doesn't, I will definitely be adding to it. This is what I mean by my TBR for October is ridiculous. I'm never going to get all these books read, but we're going to try. So we've got 7 books to read. So let's roll the dice and we're going to see what it comes up with. It's probably better just to get a random number generator. Okay, this is the way it is. So we're just going to do 1 to 7 going down. Let's get that random number generator up. Okay, so random number generator is starting on 2. Oh, we need to change that to 7. Okay, let's generate 1. Well, fair enough. That's 1. I mean, I guess that made it easy because it's literally the one on top. So that's going to be the cloisters. Was I expecting 1 to come up? No, not at all. But I have been wanting to read this one, so that's fine with me as well. So this is: when Anne arrives in New York, she hopes to spend the summer working at the city's Metropolitan Museum of Art. Instead, she is assigned to the Cloisters, the Met's Gothic Museum. Ooh. She's drawn into a small circle of charismatic but enigmatic researchers, and we have the museum curator Patrick, whose obsession is tarot and the possibility of divination. Anne then discovers a mysterious, once-believed lost deck of the 15th century Italian tarot cards and finds herself at the centre of a dangerous game of toxic friendship and unbridled ambition. Anne must decide whether she is truly able to defy the cards and shape her own future. Really looking forward to this one, and I do love the end pages. Absolutely stunning book. Oh no, there's another book I wanted to read. I don't think I'm going to get to it. Hang on. I did also want to read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, the 1818 text. I have read Frankenstein. I've read that twice now, but I haven't read the 1818 version, and I did want to buddy read this with Danny. I might still be able to fit it in because it's a short book. It's... how many pages is this edition? 172 pages, which isn't that bad, so I may be able to get it read. We'll see. Okay, let's go through all the books that I want to read for this month. Okay, so for Chance Card, we have The Cloisters, a dark academia book, which is going to be a lot of fun to read. For Stabby, we have Interview with the Vampire. Can't believe I haven't read this one yet. Really looking forward to getting that read. For one of the mood read picks, we have Jude the Obscure, which also works for Victober. Very happy I actually managed to get this one on here. I really want to read this one. For Green, we have Mexican Gothic, which is the Discord book club pick for the month. Over 500 pages, we have War and Peace. I will not be reading all of this, but I will definitely be reading some of it. For the first mood read, we have The Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick, the second book in the Rick and Rose trilogy. Really looking forward to reading this one. This is high priority to read. We also have the prompt for The Black Cat. I'm going to be reading the short story The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. We also have the TBR Veteran, which is going to be the last of the 2 short story collections in this Robert Louis Stevenson collection. This is getting heavy. We also have the books for you to choose for the month between the 2 murder mysteries, so either the Agatha Christie or the YA mystery. So let me know between those. I also do want to read Mary's Monster, so that would be really good to get to, and the 1818 text of Frankenstein, plus all the other books that I mentioned that I really want to get read. I know it's not going to happen, but these are the main ones to get read, and yeah, we're gonna go from there. This is ridiculous. This can't happen. This is mad. I really want it to happen though. So I guess we're gonna see. This is why October is a mood read month, because as much as these are the priority, I still really want to read these as well. So it is going to be a bit more of a mood read month. As I said, I have ones that I'm definitely reading, which is this one, Mexican Gothic, and the one that you choose for the month. These ones are definitely going to get read. As for the rest of it, I want to just read all of them, so we're gonna see. We have the priority TBR, but we also have the rest of it that I all want to read, and it's not gonna happen. This is mad, but I'm looking forward to it. That's enough rambling for this video, I think. So let me know what you're reading for the month. Are you taking part in any of the readathons, and is your TBR as ridiculous as this? I do this every October. I save all of the spooky books for October, and then I want to read every single one. And let's face it, I can't, but I really want to. That's it for this video, so I think we're gonna leave it there. The emoji for today, if you've made it this far, is either like a pumpkin or a bat, something spooky related, of course. And thank you so much to Becca for hosting this. I am so excited to take part, as well as Katie and Roz for Victober. Really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a great time. And let's see how much I actually get read. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it that thumbs up, subscribe and comment. Those 3 things really help this channel grow. My social media links and anyone I've mentioned will be linked below, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.